Hi everyone, welcome to this web series. And you have got Carl and Kashif over here. Before we jump into this web series, a very quick introduction from Carl and I. Carl, you go first, man.
Carl Fernando here from Candor Consulting. We work on responsible AI frameworks and governance. And why this web series? It's because we want to emphasize that adopting AI and doing it responsibly doesn't mean that you're doing this slowly or setting up onerous guardrails. This can be easy, it can be practical, and we're here to give you some tips on how to do that.
Fantastic, man. Love it. Kashif Kader from Effective Risk Management Private Limited. We do risk management, cybersecurity, and AI governance. Why this web series? Similar to Carl, we think basically putting strong AI governance practices is not hard. You can start small, but you can go really big with this one. So thank you very much. You'll see us on the other side on in the web series. Hi everyone. Welcome to another episode of this AI web series with Carl and Kashif. Carl, how are you?
Really well, Kashif. Great to be with you. Excited to be talking about our topic today.
Fantastic. So Australian government shared a new set of guidelines in the last couple of weeks. We have been discussing this with each other, and we thought it would be a great idea to do a quick web series on that one. We are going to be talking about the six specific guidelines that they have shared in their foundational model today. So, Carl, we were discussing that we'll go through one by one, give them, give our quick point of view on it, and then one small tip that we have seen from a practical perspective. So, how about we jump into it?
Yep, sounds great. Also, just a reminder to everyone that this isn't brand new. So this is an evolution of the original 10 guardrails that the Australian government published last year. What's nice is that they're trying to make this more practical, easier to understand, and easier to implement. And that's why we thought we'd talk to you about them today. So happy to just jump straight into them.
Fantastic. Great point. All right. So the first one is accountability. So no surprises there. We have seen this time and time again with risk management, cybersecurity, or anything else. Accountability is the point to start. And Australian government is basically saying, from an AI perspective, you should not only have a senior responsible person that you should call out, but then make sure that they are the right person as well. From my own personal experience, one of the things I have seen is lots of organizations struggle to identify one accountable person. But when they find that warrior, that person who can basically lead, that person does not know enough about AI governance itself or have enough experience in it. So my small tip around this one is create a learning experience around that person so they know what is required from them and also what taking accountability in this space actually means. Um, Carl, number two.
I'll take on number two. So this is about understanding impacts, okay? And what's unique to regulations and laws around the globe with AI is that you have to conduct an impact assessment. This is really simple. What we're actually saying here is for every individual model that you're using, just think about who it's impacting. So that could be it could be helping you with some decisions or providing advice or guidance to your external customers. That's the stakeholder that you need to be thinking about. Or if it's an AI tool that's for internal use, then this could be impacting the job or the role of an individual staff member. So thinking about who the AI model impacts will help you start to assess what you've got to manage. And so another way that you need to think about stakeholders as well is that you need to give them an opportunity to give you feedback, right? And so you've got to set up channels to provide the opportunity to raise concerns, raise questions, raise considerations from your stakeholders. So that's number two.
That's fantastic, Carl. So the third one is around measure and manage risk. And although we can talk a lot about each one of these points in itself, there can be a 1 hour specific web series on each one of those topics.
Yeah.
One of the points we want to talk about, well, as we were discussing, that we'll probably talk about one or two items across each one of them. And my thought on this one is that embed AI into your existing enterprise risk management processes. I have seen some organizations trying to create completely new processes, completely new models and frameworks and everything else. And before you know it, it becomes a separate beast. Make use of your existing practices, existing broader enterprise risk management practices. So that's one. The second one is then you have to go a little bit deeper. Maybe a couple of years back, when this was still early, you could have just started with a little bit more about just the risk part of it. But now I think you can get to that next part of it, having a clear understanding of your key risk indicators, which governance forums you're going to be presenting those risks, adjust the controls around those risk registers, and then last but not the least, identify if there are any incidents related to AI and then track them. That's my number three. Oh, number four.
Very nice, Kashif. And I do think what you've touched on is central to a lot of what I'm going to be talking about as well. So understanding the risks of every model is really important. And number four is sharing essential information. Now, to make this easy, have a register of your AI models. This is essentially, it could form part of your risk assessment process, is just list them all, right? And you can, as part of that register, document all of the risks that Kashif has just asked you to think about and assess. And then it's about being transparent. So that's being transparent to your stakeholders, including externally how you're using AI, and if you've identified risks, how you manage AI. So it's about this outward communication now. So sharing essential information through an AI register and being transparent. Then number five, which I'll jump
Mhm.
into straight away, is test and monitor. Kashif used the term risk indicators. Um, for those of us who aren't overly technical or who aren't familiar with risk management, essentially what we want to do is just monitor the performance of our AI models for things that we don't want to see, right? So it could be hallucination, it could be bias. You will determine through your risk assessment what's really important for your organization. The idea here is that you identify it, be really clear about the metrics that you want to measure and monitor, who they're going to report to, but then also ensure that you have ongoing testing and monitoring because these models will evolve. So this is really important that you're doing this over a period of time, not just one point in time.
That's fantastic. I'll finish with number six, Carl. So, Carl, number six is around maintaining human control. So, AI does not rule the world and make us extinct. So, this one is about that we as humans are in charge of the decision making. And one of the things is making differentiation between where AI is used in terms of helping us make a decision or where it is actually making a decision. Where it is actually making a decision, we need to make sure that human has the oversight. Ultimately, it is us who are making decisions. And that's where one of the main thing that kind of comes in is your resiliency and walk away, fail switch. And that is you should know when you should be able to decommission, replace, or downgrade your AI, and make sure that you have some kind of a way to understand whether AI is still aligned with your organizational appetite and value. So, Carl, finishing at the most important word we hear in our enterprise risk management, which is ethics and values. So, any last thoughts, Carl?
No, I just want to say that hopefully what we're demonstrating is that it doesn't need to be complex. I think people hear risk governance, risk oversight, or responsible AI, and they get confused or challenged about how complex this might be. I hope what we're illustrating is that it doesn't need to be, and that you can take some baby steps here. You don't have to do it all at once, that you can be really practical about how you implement.
And that's a great reminder, Carl. We did record another series on the top 10 tips around AI governance, and
Yes.
that is going to be coming as well. So we'll see you on the other side. Thanks, Carl. Thank you.
See ya.